Good afternoon, families. I'm coming to you on Friday, March 8th, 2024, with our Robot Roundup vlog for the week. So we'll get into our top two. If you were able to attend conferences, thank you very, very much. I always appreciate how difficult it is to find and schedule the time to come on in and meet, discuss your students' progress. But it is absolutely one of my favorite times and parts of the year. So thank you very much for getting the opportunity to do that and getting to just chat about all the cool things that are happening here in the classroom. Number two, we do have our field trip coming up this next week, Friday, to the First Stage Children's Theater to see the show We Are in a Play with Elephant and Piggie from Mo Willems. So please make sure you have completed and returned that field trip form as soon as possible. So let's get into our vlog points for the week. So this week in phonics, we have completed our long I, silent E learning for phonics this week. Students have been noticing and finding more examples of bossy silent E words here at school and from what I've heard at conferences, sometimes at home too. So this next week, we're going to be moving into long O with silent E, words such as like cone, dome, note, and more, because more is also a silent E long O word. So please look forward to that. In math, we have continued working on things like number bonds and doing some pretty awesome stuff like part whole, representing a picture parts in a number bond. And then we're going to be moving into making that number bond into a number sentence, 3 plus 3 equals 6, which matches a number bond, which matches a picture of shapes. So please look forward to that. Students have been doing a really nice job matching things like physical objects. And this week we even got to toss stuffies on Wednesday towards a hula hoop to create number bonds based on how many stuffies got in the hula hoop and how many were outside of the hula hoop. Pretty awesome. In writing, we completed our self-reflection pages for our K-5 learning, our participation, favorite parts of the day, who our friends are, and of course, the most important thing, what we wanted our family to know. So I hope you enjoyed getting to look at your students' kind of self-evaluation for all those skills and things that they practice here at school. In first grade, if you don't know, this becomes what's called a student-led conference, where students actually use self-created work to demonstrate their understanding, their ability, and their skills that they use to learn and involved here every day at Lake Bluff. So pretty cool. In reading, book bags continue to kind of keep trickling back into school or going back home as students are continuing to practice independent reading. So we will continue to discuss and learn all these different new phonetic rules that students are like discovering as they look for and find new books. We've had long vowel patterns, things like ing, ed, all different things like that. And as students find those in books, we go through them, we discuss them, we practice them. So they're learning all sorts of different rules and phonics for helping them read. I do want to reiterate a comment that I used frequently during conferences, and that is this. I want you to not overemphasize the product or the outcome of students reading at home. That means celebrate their hard work, their perseverance, right? Praise the practice of reading hard, pointing with your finger, sounding out loud, not just the outcome of you did it, you did a good job, because it's the skills of practicing, sounding out, pointing, and listening to yourself that helps students become successful. And it's that practice that I want them to really think about and know that's what's making them successful as they then get into more complex texts or trickier words and things like that, that it's that part, the practice, the hard work, the not giving up, that is what's helping them become successful. It doesn't mean you don't say good job. You know, always please praise all those fantastic, hardworking, awesome reading moments that are happening because they're wonderful. Now, in science news, we have continued our investigation into rolling and bouncing. Students actually worked this week in pairs to examine and compare and document with drawings and labels a ping pong ball and a rubber tennis ball. So they were looking to see at how they are the same, how are they different, what do they feel like, smell like, look like. And if, students had to then document those things and their notes and discoveries with their science notebook, because scientists, of course, always need to document the things that they discover, they find, and any experiments that they perform, just so that they can share that news and those interesting things they find out with other people. So this next week, we're going to be moving into investigating initially the bounciness of these two things. So students will use the ping pong ball and a rubber tennis ball to see how much they bounce, which will then lead us into a comparison of which one bounces more. And then that will lead us to a question of, well, why does one bounce more than the other? What makes it a better bouncer? And is that something we can figure out, or do we have to plan and create another experiment to figure that out? So very exciting. This week in reading, we have read all sorts of Mo Willems books. And some of the ones that we have read are things like Waiting is Not Easy, I Broke My Trunk, I Love My New Toy, I Will Take a Nap. We even got a chance to read other Mo Willems books about Pigeon. Don't let the pigeon stay up late. Don't let the pigeon drive the bus. All sorts of fun things to prepare us for our field trip this next week, Friday. We also did get the opportunity to read a story about leprechauns and two people who were working to try to win a harping contest and some things that happened there. And then with our 6th grade buddies, we read a book about how to trap a leprechaun. And then we worked together with our buddies to have a STEM experiment where students had to work with their buddy to design and draw and then describe a leprechaun trap and how it would work. So this is a science, technology, and engineering and math experiment where students have to think critically about how something would work, how to describe how it works, and why it will work. And they had a really good time. So that was pretty fantastic. I hope you had a fantastic week. I hope it's a shorter week. It's kind of rainy outside still, so I'd say get outside. Maybe you want to. Just put a raincoat on. Definitely make sure you take care of yourself. But otherwise, I hope you are happy. I hope you are healthy. And we will see you next week for a full week and a fantastic field trip at the end of it, too. So have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye.